Hey everyone, welcome back to the Be Bright session classes. This is the second class of our Azure basic playlist. In the last class, we talk about how to create Azure account and associate Azure subscription. Like if you are a beginner as a user, you are coming first time on Azure and you want to create Azure account and want to associate your Azure subscription, you can watch my previous video. In this class, we are going to understand one of the most underrated but super useful Azure governance feature, which is management groups. As you can see on my screen, it's a document given on Azure Management Group. But before going through this document, I'll explain a little bit in layman language that how Azure Management Group works. Let's take an example of a building where building having a different floor and every floor consider like a subscription. Now you want to apply some policies like outsiders are not allowed, and for that you want to deploy a security guard. Now applying a security guard on every floor is little messy and costly. So instead of that, you can apply security guard on a building level which can prevent the outsiders. So that sort of policy require a management group which cover all the subscriptions, and whatever policy you apply on the management group level, it will automatically applicable to all your subscriptions. Let's take another example that you want to apply a policy to control the usage of electricity. Now that policy applying on every subscription could be messy and costly. So same rule apply again, that you apply that policy on a management group level and that will automatically apply to every subscription. And that is what is Azure Management Group. That Azure Management Groups help you apply policies, access or compliances rules across all the subscription which comes into that group. Now, if I open this diagram and you understand, whenever you create Azure account first time, you get this tenant root group by default. And under that, you can create multiple management groups according to your need. And in that management group, you can have one subscription or multiple subscription. Right? And whatever policy you will apply to that management group, that will automatically apply to all your subscriptions. For example, like in this particular management group, you want to apply a policy that all the resources like VMs will create only in East US2 region. So that policy will inherit by these subscription, and then you can create resources only in East US2 region in both the subscription. You don't need to apply that policy individually in each subscription. And same other policies, other compliances you can apply on management group level. For example, you apply anything on the platform level, that will automatically inherit by identity management and connectivity management group. And same that will inherit by all the subscription associated with that management group. Hopefully you're able to understand Azure Management Group little bit theoretical part. Now let me explain by the practical example. So you open the Azure portal and in the search bar, when you click management, and by default you will get tenant root group if you are coming first time. If you open the Microsoft document, you will find the same tenant root group is the default one, which is always the topmost group. And underneath you can create as many as group and subscriptions. By default I have 2 subscriptions, Be Bright Session Dev and Be Bright Session Prod. You can create multiple subscriptions by clicking over here. When you click Add, Azure will check your offer eligibility, and based on that, it will show some of the offers for you. For this particular account, as I have already consumed my free trial, so that is disabled, and the other offer which are applicable on me, those are Pay As You Go and Azure for Students. So to create a new subscription, I can choose either of them, Pay As You Go or Azure for Students. Apart from that, I have few other offers if I click, and I can create my subscription. But for that, I need to check the eligibility. So when you work for a company and the company is partnered with the Microsoft, most of the subscriptions are automatically available for you, right? And you can create a new subscription as per the eligibility. So coming back to the management groups, as you have tenant root group, let's create one management group called learning group. Let's suppose in your company there are a section of learning people and you want to create a subscription for them which will be under learning group management, right? So you want to apply a policy based on this group. You created a learning group, keep an ID without space and keep a name with space and click submit. It will take few seconds and then it will be created. So when you click refresh, and you can see the learning group has been created. Now, if you want to associate any subscription with this learning group management, so you just need to click three dots and there is an option move. When you click move, it will show you the other management groups. You can choose whatever you want to associate with that subscription. As I choose learning group because that is the only one right now, click save. Again, you have to wait for few seconds. And now you can see the Be Bright Session Dev subscription has been created for learning group. Now let's create few more management group just to verify how things work. Let's suppose in your company there is a project going on which is named XYZ project. Now when you click refresh, you can see the XYZ project management group has been created. Now you want to create two more management group as a child of this XYZ project, and for that you can again click on these three dots. There is an option called create child group here. Click on that. Let's suppose you want to create a dev team management group underneath of this XYZ project, which will be your dev team. And create one more child group which will be your prod team. This name could be anything. Just for this video purpose, I'm just giving a arbitrary name, dev team and prod team. Now wait for a couple of few more seconds. As you can see, two more management group has been created as a child of this XYZ project, dev team and prod team. Now let's associate the subscription dev and prod as per the management group. First, let's move this dev under dev team. Now as you can see, there are multiple management groups now. Click Dev Team, click Save. And for prod, again, move, prod team, save. Now, again, you can see the subscription has been associated with the specific management group. Now, if you want to apply any policy over XYZ project, so as I said in this theoretical part, that whatever policy you will apply, that will be inherited by the management group and the subscription. So this XYZ project policy will be applicable to both the management group and their associated subscriptions. But if you apply any specific policy to dev team, then that will only applicable to this subscription. Let's see quickly how you can do that. So just type policy and there will be option policy. You can come over here. There is an option called assignment. You can click. Just to showcase, I will choose only the default policies. So I click assign policy. Now as a scope, when you click over here, now you have all the options. First, the management group. For which management group you want to apply. Let's suppose you want to apply for XYZ project. And then if you want to segregate, filter down the subscription, you can choose. Otherwise, you can leave this and then click select. Now you can see the XYZ project management group has been selected. If you want to exclude anything, you can choose here. Then policy definition, you can click here. And then these all are default policies. For example, I just want to filter it down, anything specific for location. I just select that, restrict location of information processing storage. There is some sort of policy definition. I am not going to dig into that, but I have applied one location related policy and then I can click review plus create and I will apply this policy to XYZ project management group. Alright. So I hope I was able to make you clear how useful is this, the management group. Alright. That's it for this video. Now in the next class we will learn more Azure services. Thank you so much guys.